So is E3 a hit or a miss this year? Let's find out. What's going on, Basin Boy here, and welcome to another video on the channel. Today, it's going to be a little different from any of the reviews that I've done recently. Today we're going to be looking at the E3, or the Electronic Expo, which showcases a whole bunch of games that were released, and we're going to talk about a few of them. We're going to go through the whole list here. As you can see, the website name is 2019.e3recap.com if you want to check out any of the games that I might not necessarily hit on here during the video. With that said, let's jump into it. Oh, before we do that, this is not going to be edited as much as the normal ones would because I don't have the time to edit this, and I want to get this up as soon as we can because we just finished the Nintendo presser as I'm doing this. So, let's jump into it. So the first thing, we're going to go from back to forward. We're going to start with Nintendo and go all the way back to EA Play, which was the first conference, just because that's the way that the website's laid out, and I think it's going to be easiest to go that way. So starting off with Nintendo, they ended their conference with the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It looks amazing. I'll play some of the video for you as well while we're talking about it. So if you haven't played Breath of the Wild, I absolutely recommend you go out and check it out. It's one of my favorite games. I don't have a capture card, that's why I'm not going to be able to review it at the moment until I get one. But Breath of the Wild looks, or the sequel to Breath of the Wild, looks really interesting. It looks like it's set in the world that Breath of the Wild was, but there's a unique sort of aspect to it, as you can see in the trailer. There's the darkness is coming back, and it seems like there's going to be a new villain, even though Ganon's probably going to be involved. We'll see what happens. I'm also hoping that Zelda's going to be a playable character in this one, because personally, I like Zelda better. So, feel free to check out the full trailer on this website, 2019.e3recap.com. Yeah. So then they announced Super Smash Bros. Banjo Kazooie, which is also it was also a great release. They really debated you if you watched it. There was a fake out, but I think the release for Banjo Kazooie was it was perfect. Everyone's been wanting to see him on the Smash platform, and I don't know. I just thought it was really cool that the way they did it. They faked it out with Duck Hunt. Oh my god, Duck Hunt, and then they fully revealed him later on. But I'm just saying, I thought it was hilarious. And then he comes down here, as you'll see in a second, and there's the actual reveal of Banjo Kazooie. I'm excited to get my hands on him and play him in fall of 2019. So there was a huge thing with the Switch reveal games. You can go and check that one out. Some of the games that were released for other press conferences. There's a lot of things I want to talk about in the Nintendo one. Not all of these are going to be completely big.
Your attention,
the Animal Crossing New Horizons. That's the new Animal Crossing game we're getting. It got pushed back into late. I think it's March 20th, 2020. And that's gonna be it's okay. I'm happy with that because I'd rather have them take the time on this game and make it what it's supposed to be rather than try and force something out just because they need to and they're just trying to make money. If you played New Leaf, you know exactly what I'm talking about. New Leaf is probably one of my favorite games where you can just like sit back on a tough day and pull out your Nintendo 3DS or 2DS and just sit and play it because it's like really, really fun and really, really cool to play. This kind of gives me New Leaf vibes as well. So, once again, you should check out the whole trailer if this interests you a little more. Also, Tom Nook, hilarious character. Mario & Sonic, the Olympic Games. You know what you're getting into with that if you've played any of the other ones. Yeah, there's nothing more to say about that. Cadence of Hyrule. This game actually looks really interesting to me. Crypt of the Necrodancer is an amazing game if you haven't gotten to play it. And bringing like Zelda and Link into the kind of the world and the kind of the style, where it's like everything's kind of put to a beat. And if you're a music person like I am, you'll really dig this as well. Yeah, so there's nothing more to say to that, but it just looks really interesting and really cool. You might see a review on that when I get to check. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, if you've played any other Ultimate Alliances, you kind of know what's coming. There's actually seems to be a lot of different characters in that game as well, which I'm interested to see. X-Men, Fantastic Four, coming eventually later in the future. But overall, it looks like there's just a good cast at the beginning.
Peggy
Empire
16.
of Sin is a game that's being worked on or made by Paradox Interactive and Romero Games. It looks really interesting if we get a little bit further into the trailer when I guess they kind of show a little bit of gameplay. Looks like an ARPG, maybe like a building game. Maybe? We'll see when it comes out, because you can see this sort of stuff. It might have to do with planning out a city and how you're going to take over it. It seems really interesting, and it's coming in spring 2020. Astral Chain is a game that they've been teasing for a while. They actually gave it a release date, which is August 30th, 2019. It seems very interesting. I'm usually not into those sort of RPG sort of games, but we'll see what happens with that when that comes out. Panzer Dragon, I've heard of the game. I've just never had a chance to play it because it's an older game. It's going to be a remake or yeah, I think it's more of a remake than a remaster of the series, which it seems interesting, and I think if you want to check it out, you really should. It looks like a shooter, flying simulator sort of idea. We'll see what eventually comes of it. Doesn't look like Daemon X Machina's up. But that, if you want to go check that out, that looks really cool as well. It comes out in 2019. Looks like a mech game of some sorts. No More Heroes. Really cool. Looks interesting. Maybe I'll get a chance to play it. It looks like it's going to be released sometime in 2020. That's what they gave us there. Resident Evil 5 and 6. Resident Evil games being brought to Switch. Cool. Fire Emblem Three Houses. I know Fire Emblem's a big game for a lot of different people. If you've played any of the games, or if you enjoy any of the games, this one doesn't look like it's too far off the beaten path for you if you really want to check it out. So I would suggest you go check it out. It's not my cup of tea necessarily. We'll see if I ever get the chance to review one, or if I want to.
This one's got to be the worst in history.
Yeah, as of right now.
What should we do, Teach?
Kill looking like more of the same. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt being brought to Nintendo Switch. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Because I've played Witcher 3, one of my favorite games. You might be seeing that one soon as a review, but we'll see. Or should you buy it? Because I really enjoy the series, and if you haven't played it, you should check it out. Collections of Mana actually looked really cool as well. Or like the Collections of Mana, Trials of Mana, that sort of idea. These games, Trials of Mana is a remake or a remastered, I guess, maybe, compared to the original. So yeah, check it out if you want. Link's Awakening. Oh boy. It's one of the original Legend of Zelda games, and let me tell you, I've played through part of it. I've never beaten it. I know what happens, but it's this gameplay, like, it looks a really cartoony and a really interesting style, but it actually really makes me want to buy it. If it's $60, then maybe we'll wait, but if it's something like 20, 30, definitely looking like something I'm probably going to pick up on release so I can play through it, because it looks really cool. And later on in the trailer they talk about, let me see if I can find it, right here, the dungeon building. They're placing chambers to make your adventure to arrange a dungeon, which sounds really, really cool and really, really ridiculous. So there's going to be a whole bunch of cool combinations being out there. So I'm excited for it. Luigi's Mansion 3 also looks really good. So if you've played any Luigi Mansion games, you know what you're getting into with that. There's a few more things added in throughout, but yeah, it's being released later this year, 2019, sometime this year. So we'll see it this year, and we'll see what happens. Dragon Quest, never a big fan. I've never been a fan of Dragon Quest. I've kind of played some of them, not my sort of style, but it looks more the same. It's a definitive edition of it. Ni no Kuni, new Smash Brother characters, Saga, cool. There's just a lot of cool things that were released. If any of this interests you, go ahead. Sea of Thieves is getting an anniversary edition. Borderlands 3, okay. This is Moe's the Gunner gameplay that was released. Holy crap. I'm so excited for Borderlands 3. You're going to definitely be seeing, I thought this week and the next week, you're definitely going to be seeing a Borderlands 2 talk about on the channel with the new DLC and everything added to it. Looks really cool. Cool, unique weapons. Cryo damage. This game just looks a lot cleaner and just, I don't know, it just looks really good. I'm excited to see what happens with it. It looks like the same looter shooter that we normally have, but with like next gen graphics and a little more attention to detail and a little more, I don't know what the little more, I don't know the exact word that I'm looking for, but it just looks more fluid, I guess is the word. Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines 2. Q1 2020 is the release date. This one actually looks really cool as well.
Guess I have to be the one to tell you.
I've never gotten the chance to play the first one, but this game has me like really into what might be happening in this universe.
You're dead.
So, yeah, I'm excited to see what comes of it. It looks like a not horror, but like an action game as well, mixed with like some aspects of horror, maybe. We'll see.
The city. We're all fighting over scraps here.
So, moving on, The Surge 2. Once again, I have not played The Surge, the first one, but people that I've seen talk about it, it looks really cool. This game also looks ridiculous. I might have to pick up the first one eventually before I play the second one. It looks cool. I'm excited to see what comes of it. Pay a little more attention to people who might be playing it, taking it from there. Code Vein is a game that was kind of not released, it was a beta a few weeks ago. It kind of looks cool. If it's that your sort of style, you can go check it out, but yeah. Marvel Avengers. This one was one of the big talk abouts from last night at the Ubisoft conference. I don't know. I'm interested to see what it's about. The way that they actually phrased some things in the way that they talked about it seemed to be weird. I don't know. They were like, it's a continuous single-player game with multiplayer. And that just, it really confused me, I guess you could say. But yeah, so... it looks cool. It looks like a superhero game, and I'm excited to play it. I'm definitely going to pick it up and play it. The voice cast is amazing. Nolan North, Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey. I'm missing two more of them, but both of them look. You know you're going to get good at voice acting and everything like that. So I'm excited to see what happens with this game. Looks really cool and gonna be fun to play as like Tony Stark and Captain America and the Hulk and Black Widow. It's gonna be really, really fun. So first impressions are we'll see more of it, maybe, and we'll take it from there. Its release date is May 15th, 2020, so there's still more progress to be made on the game. I'm cautiously optimistic about it, but once again, it could turn out to be something that's a little weird. So we'll keep an eye on it. Final Fantasy VIII is getting a remaster, or for this generation. If you haven't played Final Fantasy VIII, like I haven't, it definitely seems to be something that you want to get into because of all the Final Fantasy hype that is happening. Oninaki is like a game about the Guardians before death or after death. It's really weird. I don't know if that's your sort of style. You should really check it out. This new IP though looks amazing. I don't know where this came from, but SquareEnix pulled this out of their butt with the People Can Fly studio, the guys that created Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment, as it just said on stream, or on the video. It's interesting. let me tell you, I'm excited to see what comes of this game, how it develops, what the gameplay is going to look like. You know, it's going to be a shooter if you've ever played Bulletstorm or Gears of War Judgment, but I'm excited to see what happens. These more of the same sort of games coming from that Romancing Saga. Dying Light 3. I'm in 2, not 3. Looks cool. I actually just downloaded the first Dying Light. It was one of the games that kind of slipped under my radar a little bit when I was playing through games a few years ago. I never got the chance to like move into that universe, so I'm excited to hop into the first one because there's been a lot of rave about it as well. So we'll see. Maybe you'll get a review of that as well in the future. If you should buy it. So keep an eye out for that. Not a Final Fantasy 14. The trailer, if you should go check it out. It actually kind of had me interested in it, but I'm not the audience that they were looking for. Battalion 1944. If you watch Shroud play it or any of the big Twitch streamers or you see in the YouTubes, it's like the original Call of Duty, but a little bit remastered and the controls are a little bit different. It's cool. I might actually download it because I remember playing the first Call of Duties with my friends on way back on old PCs that could barely run it, and it was just so much fun. So I definitely think that you should check that game out if it's for you. Circuit Superstars, racing game that they kind of announced, interesting. Dragon Quest, as we talked about before. World of Dragon Quest builders, you're building stuff in the World of Dragon Quest. Last Remnant. This comes out June 10th. Wait, did it come out? Oh, this was released on the Switch that night. On the Switch. So, it looks interesting. I might actually pick it up depending on how much money I have and that sort of stuff. But, I don't know. It looks like an RPG sort of stuff. We'll see what that comes of it. Octopath Traveler, also a game that's kind of slid under my radar a little bit, but looks really good. So, definitely gonna maybe pick that up as well. Crystal Chronicles, Final Fantasy. You know what you're getting into with that. Oh boy, this is probably the one that we're going to talk about a little bit. This game looks, sorry, I'm gonna curse, fucking amazing. Holy crap. This game, I don't know. I'm literally watching the trailer right now and I'm getting chills. Big spoiler for you if you don't know me. I've never played a Final Fantasy game before. And watching this trailer and seeing people talk about it made me last night, as soon as like this trailer released and all the gameplay was gone through, I said, I'm gonna buy it. Like, I'm gonna buy the old version. I'm gonna play through it because it looks amazing, and I'm excited to jump into this world because it seems like it's expanding upon what was in the original. So you'll have the moment from the original as well. So we'll see. I'm excited to jump into that world. I know it's gonna be 100, maybe 100 hours for me, probably less, but I love to get into detail with these sorts of games. And Cloud from the Kingdom Hearts series. Absolutely love Cloud. He just seems like a cool person. Also, hold on. This blew my mind last night when they were like, oh, by the way, here's Sephiroth. I was like, okay. I was like, alright, we're really going there. He looks really good. I'm still not sure about the whole disc situation that was going on with that. But I'm assuming they're splitting it into multiple different things. But Midgard itself, it's looking like it's just going to be 2 full Blu-ray discs worth of content, which is freaking ridiculous for one part of the story. Because as I've heard, if you the overworld, when you go into the overworld, that's when the game really expands. So I'm excited to see what comes of it. Life is Strange. It's been out for a while. Check it out. It's like a story game. I don't know. It's not my sort of thing. I don't know if Kingdom Hearts the thing's in here, but that was also released. There's just a lot of weird stuff that was released as well, or talked about. If any of this stuff you want to check out about Gods and Monsters, actually looks really good. Okay, never mind. But it looks like a like a cartoony Assassin's Creed, maybe. I don't know. It just looks kind of cool, to say the least of it. It's coming out February 25th, 2020, which is really ambitious if they're not showing gameplay right now. So we'll see it. We'll end up seeing what happens with that. Roller Champions. It's kind of like Rocket League when people were talking about it when that stuff got leaked, but it kind of turned into more of a like a spin-off on it with that sort of idea, like actually being able to carry the ball and pass it and dunk it, and I don't know. It seems cool. If like Rocket League was your game, that's probably going to be something nice to check out, but I don't know if I'll ever put my hands on it and see what happens. Tom Clancy, The Division 2. Once again, Division fan, you know what you're getting into. Looter shooter. Not my cup of tea. I might actually hop into it this weekend when it's free to see what's happening. But yeah. Quarantine looks good. There was really not many details released on that, but I'm just saying it looks pretty good. For Honor, dead game. Just Dance, you know what you're getting into. Elite Squad's mobile game. Just going through those real quick. They're all pretty weird. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I don't know. I don't know. I forget his name. I'm going to call him Frank Castle. But the guy who plays the Punisher's in it. Oh, that's my dog. The Punisher's in it, and it's interesting. It might make me pick up the game because I really like him and I like his acting and that sort of stuff. Brawlhalla, Super Smash Brothers with Ubisoft. They actually finally put Adventure Times in the game, which is really cool. I'm not a big Adventure Time person, but just seeing that, hopping into the game, I had a smile on my face because I know how much it means to a lot of different people. So once again, if that's for you, you should go check that out. So this was interesting that they showed it off at Ubisoft or however you want to say it. Mythic Quest is a TV series that is going to be on Apple Plus. That's about a bunch of game developers that are releasing this, that have this game called Mythic Quest. That's like one of the biggest RPGs in the world, and they're releasing their first expansion, and it features what's his name? I can't think of his name. The main one of the guys from Always Sunny, Charlie Day's helping out with it. It's going to be really. It seems like it's going to be funny, maybe. It has like the Office kind of feel to it. But yeah, I probably will end up checking that out at some point. So. Watch Dogs Legion, which is probably the biggest game at that conference in particular. I'll play the premiere trailer for you. You should definitely go check out the gameplay if you have the chance, because it seems really cool, and I'm excited to see what happens with it. But yeah, it's more of a not a reboot, but they kind of took what they did with Watch Dogs 1 and made it, put new aspects to it instead of being
people thrown in cages like animals.
Whatchamacallit, instead of being
I know you could forget the killer
more
robots
Watch Dog 2 cartoony sort of style where they kind of went over the top with everything.
That's all gonna be.
I'm excited to see what this game offers. I'm definitely going to probably pick up at launch and see
up to us to take
up it. For Honor, whatever, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I guess Story Creator, which kind of seemed cool, but I don't know. Warframe, same idea. All of this stuff at the PC gaming show was interesting. A lot of indie stuff as well. There was some auto chess stuff that was announced. Vermintide 2, there's now PvP in it. Shenmue 3, God, I don't know why that game's still a thing. Planet Zoo actually looked pretty cool. So the creators of Planet Coaster basically moved on to the next logical thing, I guess, in the entertainment world, which is Zoo. So Planet Zoo is going to be that, basically. You're going to be able to make your own zoo, which I think is really cool. So if that's in your sort of style things, you should definitely check it out. I think I probably will because it looks really cool. Remnant from the Ashes. This is August 20th, 2019 is when it's going to be released. Also, Planet Zeus, releasing November 5th. Remnant from the Ashes is made by the developers of Darksiders. And that seems
without reason.
maybe I think that this is the game, right?
We are victims to a hatred
but
that
yeah,
we
it looks really interesting. Like like
A trial
co-op
by
RPG.
fury
I'm
and
excited to see what
blood.
comes of it. So yeah, definitely if that's your sort of style, definitely check it out. Shut up. Sorry, somebody's mowing their lawn. Yeah, all this sort of stuff. Mutants Year Zero, Seed of Evil, really cool. Conan Chop Chop looks also unique. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw me talk about Chivalry 2 a little bit. I think they're doing something really awful, which is releasing their game in 2020 when Mordhau's definitely a superior game compared to the first Chivalry. If I were them, I would just try and put it out as soon as I can to make the money, because in 2020 it's not going to be the game that it's going to get all the reviews and all the people to come in. And it's also going to be on the Epic Game Store, which is already going to draw people away. So we talked about Starmancer. Looks kind of cool. Looks like a base builder, RimWorld-y sort of thing. What else? Mosaic, with mobile game released to it. That has a unique feel to it, but we'll see what comes up with that. A lot of VR stuff, which looks really interesting. If you have a VR headset, that's what it's going to be for you. Persona 5, one of my favorite games of all time, because I just think it's an amazing game. You'll definitely be seeing that in the future on this channel. But yeah, there's nothing more to say of it. But they're releasing the new edition with some new characters and some new dialogue and new stories, which is really cool. So I guess I'm going to have to pick up Persona 5 again. So I'll see you in 3 years. Alright, Destroy All Humans. Basically a remake, or I don't know if it's going to be a reboot, remake, remastered. I don't know what they're calling it, but it's a fun game to play. I remember playing it. It was one of the first games I actually had on my Xbox. So, yeah, that just seems really cool. Borderlands 2 DLC, we talked about that a little bit earlier. My Friend Pedro. This was at the Devolver conference. It's releasing in a few days, actually, June 20th. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna play. It's just the music also is just freaking amazing, as you can see. But yeah, it looks amazing. The game looks really cool. I'm excited to see how it plays. I like some of the Devolver games, so I might be checking this one out. It just depends on what happens. So, yeah, it's a weird sort of game. I'm excited about it. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that was involved in the Digital stuff. Oh my god. Devolver Digital game. Fall Guys actually looks pretty cute and pretty funny. So that game might be something to play eventually in the future. Doom Eternal. Holy Lord. This game actually looks insane. I'm excited. I love the first remake of Doom. I thought they did justice to the whole style and the whole kind of story of Doom. I don't know what else to say. It was so much fun. This game looks like it's just going to be the same thing. It's going to look like it's going to be so much fun to play. So I'm excited to see what this turns out to be. Orion was announced, which is a tech thing with Google Stadia, that sort of idea. I still don't know what's going on with all that sort of stuff, because I guess I'm just stupid, but it just seems to be really weird. I'm just waiting to see more about that sort of stuff and how it works before we get into it. This game actually looks amazing. It's by the people who made Dishonored and what was the other game that they made? I can't think of it, but they're the people who made Dishonored, and it looks really interesting. It has seems like a really interesting gameplay loop. sort of idea. You're figuring out how to stop this cycle of whenever you die, you get brought back to life, and you're basically trying to find this other person that's in the same time loop as you. And the only way to end the time loop is to kill the other person and do something with them. It's interesting. I'm really intrigued to see what this game turns out to be in the end. So I'm excited to see, as I said, what the gameplay is going to look like, more of the story, how it's going to work.
The more days I repeat.
Yeah, I'm excited. Wolfenstein, you know what you're getting into. Rage 2, not funny, bloody, gory, comedy, action shooter. The Insanity Rules looks kind of cool. Elder Scrolls, God, let's not talk about that because I will lose my... Oh boy. This game, Ghostwire Tokyo, holy crap. I watched this and I lost it because this game looks amazing. I was expecting the Evil Within 3 to be announced, but they were like, nope, we're gonna pull a fast one on you and show you Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm not a fan of horror games or that sort of style, which this one kind of looks like it's going to be turned out to be. But I don't know. It just looks really interesting and really cool. Yeah, I don't know what else I can say about it. This is a CG trailer. It really intrigues me. Let's not talk about Fallout 76 either. I'm going to lose it on them as well. Because it's just stupid. There's so many issues with the game. They said that they weren't going to put NPCs in. Oh, wait, we're going to put NPCs in. Oh, what? What are you doing? And now we're putting in a BR mode, even though our servers can't handle other things. God, just fix your game before you start putting out new things. Yeah. And Blades, let's not talk about that because that's stupid. Halo Infinite. That's when they talked about Project Scarlet, which is this is at the Xbox conference. They talked about Project Scarlet, which is the new console, and this is, I don't know if this was footage taken from that, or if it's just gameplay footage from Halo Infinite. Either way, this game looks amazing. It looks like it's kind of being taken back to the old Halo ways before 343 took over. As you can see, I'm just kind of taken aback by it. I'm trying to watch this again because it's, I don't know, it really made me feel like Master Chief is back and there's like a purpose to what he's doing. Because Halo 5 for me was such a big disappointment. And Halo 4 was even a step back from 3. Because I think ODST and Reach were both amazing games. And then 4 kind of fell back a little bit. And 5... I can't even tell you what happened in 5, even though I played through it like twice. I just, yeah. This one seems kind of more true to form, trying to get Cortana back and all that sort of stuff, which is really cool. Scarlet, we talked about ExCon, as I said. I just feel like I don't know what's going on with it because it's really weird. Elden Ring. Holy crap. When this game was showed off, I was like, what is this going to be? And then you see, I think it's right here. Nope, maybe not right here. Am I thinking of the wrong game? No, I think it's this one. I think this is the one with the George R.R. Martin, and yeah, this is the one. I was like, oh, what is this? And then you see that, and you go, oh, this is the game that he's working with them on. It's going to be it seems more Dark Souls-y, and they said that it's going to be more Dark Souls-y than Sekiro. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens with it. I'm excited because I know it's going to be a good story if George R.R. Martin's working on it. Borderlands 3, we talked about already. Tales of Arise, cool, I guess. Crossfire X. This was kind of the middle of their conference, which was a little weird. They talked about Borderlands 3 a little bit, and then showed Elden Ring, which was amazing. State of Decay 2. Once again, you know what you're getting into with that. Forza Horizon 4, Forza, Dying Light 2 we talked about a little bit already. The new controller looks sick. The new Xbox Elite controller just seems to be adding more stuff on. Gears 5. I didn't play Gears 4. I played through the first 3 and then never got to 4 or Judgment. And I definitely think I'm going to pick it up again and play 5 because this trailer had me a little intrigued on what was going to happen with it. So we'll see what happens. Way to the Woods. It's by the guy that made Thomas Was Alone, I think. Literally a 16-year-old kid that makes this game, and it kind of looks pretty. If that's your sort of style, it's like a pretty artsy, like I wouldn't say platformer, but walking simulator sort of idea. Looks really cool. Holy crap! 12 minutes. I was like, "Oh, what is this? What is this game?" I was watching. I was like, "Huh? Well, this seems really interesting." And then they pulled the time loop stuff out, kind of like Deathloop, and he's just like, "Listen, we gotta pay attention to me. You're gonna." And then they start with this, and then this just seems like a really good game, and I'm excited to see what was like a lot of things. I'm excited to see what more details come out about this, what the gameplay looks like, because the story seems really interesting just in itself. Cool. Dragon Ball Z, it seems like more of an RPG than like the Xenoverse series that's happening right now. So we'll see more about that. When is that coming out? 2020? Yeah. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. God, I love Lego Star Wars games. They're so much fun. But we'll see. Once again, we'll see what comes of it. And later, if they'll keep the way that they did the old games, or if they'll do it in the new style. I hope they keep the old style, because the old style was really cool when they really didn't talk and they had the weird hand motions, and that was when it was more funny, more comical in my opinion than it is nowadays when they like dub stuff from the movie. Yeah. Psychonauts 2 actually looked pretty good when they talked about it. Psychonauts 1 is a really good game if you haven't played it. It's kind of mind trippy, but yeah, I would definitely recommend you play that. Wasteland 3. I've never played Wasteland, but when my E3 coverage, I was following the Drop Frames crew and Carnage when they were discussing this and looking through all of it. It seems interesting. It looks like kind of ExCon, maybe? It seems like it has a really unique story, too. And from what we were looking at, or from what we were reading on Twitter, there's tweets talking about how, like, yeah, this style is more comical, but this isn't, the game's not going to be like a comedic game. It's going to be more along the lines of what the other two were like, which is intriguing because this trailer seems really cool, and I'm excited to see what happens with it. It doesn't have a release date yet, but Age of Empires 2, you know what you're getting into with that. This game actually, like, seeing this trailer, I was like, what is this? And you see powered by satellite data in Azure AI, and I was like, what sort of game is going to use this? And then you see this, and I'm just like, what is this? Are we doing like a Google Earth thing? And then later on in the trailer, they start showing planes and everything like that. And I was like, oh boy, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's like a full reboot, or like it looks really cool. I might actually like play this game because it seems like it's going to be one of the games that you're just going to be able to sit down and just relax and play. I don't know. I just think it looks really cool. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Game Pass, I talked a little bit more about that. Legend of Right seems like a really weird and interesting game. Battletoads looks really fun if you've played the original Battletoads. Yeah, well, we'll definitely be seeing more of that. Alright. Sorry if I'm deafening you. We're clapping for Cyberpunk 2077. This game looks amazing. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you've seen the trailer already. because if you haven't, you should. Because, oh, look up the reactions to the end of this, because let me just tell you, like, the whole trailer was really good, and it's like, oh, telling you the story a little bit, and then you get to this, and you're like, who's this guy?
We have a city.
And then he squats down right here, and you're like, oh shit, it's Keanu Reeves. Like, that's the whole sort of idea. I'm so excited for this game, and I'm happy we got a release date of April 16th, 2020, so we won't even have to wait a whole year for it. Blair Witch seemed really interesting, actually, as a horror game. As I said, I'm not a fan of horror games, but that looked really unique and really interesting. We'll talk about Jedi when we get to EA, because I have some thoughts on that. Minecraft Dungeons actually looks really good. ARPG sort of style. Yeah, it seems like a really big departure from Minecraft, but not at the same time. Just kind of has everything that I can't describe what my feel like. I'm excited to see what this game's like, because it seems really, really cool. And once again, Minecraft for me came out when I was in, I don't know, it was like end of middle school for me, and I don't know, like, seeing this game makes me like, maybe we'll get back into Minecraft and we'll play it a little bit more. But yeah, I'm excited to see what comes in Minecraft Dungeons. So Ori and the Will of Wisps. Ori's gonna, so I'm just saying out here, Sunday you'll be getting a video on should you play Ori and the Blind Forest, because I'm telling you right now, spoiler for that video, it's gonna be more in detail about Ori and the gameplay and everything, but yes, you should definitely play Ori. Also, look at these graphics, they look amazing. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if this is in-game like actual in-game footage of what the game's gonna look like, and the way that they merge the 2D and 3D styles of where this spider looks like it's coming at you, like that's actual in-game footage. It's ridiculous. It looks amazing. I'm so excited. Bleeding Edge. All right, now the Outer Worlds. This was a great game to start off their conference with. I'm so excited to play this game because I loved Fallout New Vegas, and this game just seems like Obsidian kind of was like they left Bethesda and they created this game. It looks a lot cleaner than not 76 New Vegas did. And it has a unique art style to it. You can check out gameplay videos on it. But yeah, I'm excited to play Outer Worlds, and I'm happy that it comes out this year. October 25th. You'll definitely be seeing me talk about that later on in the channel. Kingdom Hearts. So I could talk about that. They ruined one of my favorite series of all time. So, Sims 4 looks cool. Madden. It's a Madden game. FIFA. It's a FIFA game. Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5. Meh. Just not talk about that. Apex looked kind of cool. The new character looks interesting. I just feel like with the addition of that new character, you kind of just... You basically told, like, Gibraltar and Toxic Main's like, ah, screw you. Like, that sort of style, but... I don't know, we'll see. And so, we're going to wrap this up talking about this game. Okay. So, I really want this game to be good. Just like I want Avengers to be good. I don't know if I'm going to get that. They talked about it a little bit more, saying it's going to be linear a little bit, but you can go to this planet, but you can't specifically get some things, but you go to a different planet and you obtain something that'll help you come back to this planet. Okay, but I don't know. This game looks it looks like it could be good, but it also looks like it could be crappy. I'm hoping for the best because I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars games, but I feel like EA hasn't done a good job with the way that they're talking about this. Also, the Wookiees look weird. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they look really stupid. I know this is the alpha gameplay and it's not full release, but these need to look more like Wookiees rather than whatever. So I'm more pessimistic on this game than I usually would be for other games, but yeah, we'll see what happens. And then here's just some other stuff that was announced that is oh, how could I forget about this? Baldur's Gate 3. Larian's working on Baldur's Gate 3. Oh boy. Baldur's Gate 3, it looks ridiculous. Like, it looks ridiculously good. I'm so excited for this game. I love D&D. I'm playing through Divinity Original Sin right now, so that you'll be getting an update on that one soon. You'll be getting a game on that one soon. But, yeah, this game just looks really interesting. And it looks more like it's going to be... Apparently it's going to be more like a classic CRPG than Divinity was. That's what it is. Real-time combat rather than turn-based like Divinity was. I think they also did a really good job with this trailer. It's really gruesome and really gory, but it really just sets up what this game's going to be like. I'm so excited for it. So that's kind of my E3 wrap up. Pokemon also looked good, and they talked about it at the beginning, but yeah, I'm excited for that. And Darksiders Genesis, interesting as well. But yeah, so with that said, I'm excited. It seems like a lot of things are going to be near the end of this year and the beginning of next year. It's just going to be ridiculous, and I'm excited to play every one of these games if I can, because it seems like there's a lot of great stories that people are trying to tell. So, but yeah, so that's where we're going to end the video. If you liked what I had to say, please hit that like button down below, letting me know that I'm doing something right. And if you want, you can click the big red subscribe button down below as well to see more uploads. As I said, we're going to be uploading every Wednesday, well, this is actually going to come out on Tuesday, so I'm breaking the cycle here. But usually we'll throw an update there every Wednesday and every Sunday, and yeah, so every Wednesday and Sunday you're expecting new reviews of different games to be brought up. It might be newer games, it might be older games, just so that so that people, if they have never played, as I said, if they never played Skyrim or Slay the Spire was the other one that is released on the channel right now. If you've never played those two, I'll give you some insight on those sorts of games and what can happen. But yeah, with that said, my name is Basin Boy, and I hope you have a fantastic day.